South Haven Christian School, and today we will be performing
Amelia, Bedelia, that's not what she means,
by Peggy Parrish.
Oh, Amelia, Bedelia, your first day of work, and I can't be here. But I made a list for you. You do just what the list says, said Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers got into the car with Susie, her daughter, and drove away.
My, what nice folks. I'm gonna like working here.
Amelia Bedelia went inside.
These must be rich folks, but I must get to work. Here I stand just looking while I have a whole list of things to do.
Amelia Bedelia stood there a minute longer.
I think I'll make a surprise for them.
Surprise!
I'll make a lemon meringue pie. I do make good pies.
Good. So, Amelia Bedelia went into the kitchen. She put a little bit of this and a pinch of that, a little bit of this and a pinch of that into a bowl. She mixed and she rolled. She mixed and she rolled. Soon her pie was ready to go into the oven.
There, that's done. Now let's see what the list says.
Change the towels in the green bathroom. Amelia Bedelia walked into the bathroom. Those towels were very nice. Why change them?
Why change them?
Then Amelia Bedelia remembered what Mrs. Rogers had told her. She must do just what the list says. So Amelia Bedelia got some scissors. Whoop! She snipped a little here, she snipped a little there, she snipped a little here, she snipped a little there, and she changed those towels.
There.
She looked at the list again. Dust the furniture.
Did you ever hear tell of such a silly thing? At my house, we undust the furniture, but to each his own way.
Amelia Bedelia took one last look at the bathroom.
She saw a big
Box with the words dusting powder on it. Well, look at that!
special powder to dust with,
Exclaimed Amelia Bedelia. So Amelia Bedelia dusted the furniture.
That should be dusty enough. My, how nice it smells.
She looked at the next instruction on her list. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. She looked up. The sun was coming in. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. Draw the drapes? Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. That's what it says. So Amelia Bedelia sat right down and she drew those drapes. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. Draw the drapes when the sun comes in. She marked off about the drapes.
Now what?
Put the lights out when you finish in the living room. Amelia Bedelia thought about this a minute. She switched off the lights. Then she
carefully unscrewed each bolt.
carefully unscrewed each bolt.
Carefully unscrewed each bolt.
Anyway, Amelia Bedelia put the lights out.
So these things need to be aired out too. Just like pillows and babies. Oh, I do have a lot to learn.
Amelia Bedelia took each light bulb outside and hung it on a clothesline. Hung it on a clothesline that was in the yard. Then she remembered her pie that was baking. Frantically running, she hurried to the kitchen. She took the pie out of the oven and put it on the table. Just right. Then she looked at the list. Measure 2 cups of rice.
That's next.
Amelia Bedelia found 2 cups. She filled them with rice. And Amelia Bedelia measured that rice. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4.
These folks do want me to do funny things.
Amelia Bedelia, that's not what she means. Then she poured the rice back into the container. Next on the list, the meat market will deliver a steak and a chicken. Please trim the fat before you put the steak in the icebox. And please dress the chicken. When the meat arrived, she opened the bag. She looked at the steak for a long time.
Yes, this will do nicely.
Amelia Bedelia found some lace and bits of ribbon, and she trimmed that fat before she put the steak in the icebox.
Now I must dress the chicken. I wonder if she wants a
He
chicken or a
She chicken.
He chicken.
She chicken.
He chicken.
She chicken. Amelia Bedelia went right to work. Soon the chicken was finished. She She heard the door open and rushed out to meet the Rogers.
Amelia, Bedelia, why are all the light bulbs outside?
The list just said to put the lights out. It never said to bring them back in. Oh, I do hope they haven't been aired too long.
Amelia, Bedelia, that's not what she means.
Amelia, Bedelia, the sun will fade the furniture. I asked you to draw the drapes.
I did, see?
And Amelia held up her picture.
And then Mrs. Rogers saw the furniture.
The furniture!
Did I dust it enough? That's such nice dusting powder.
Amelia, Bedelia, that's not what I meant. Susie Rogers went to wash her hands.
I say, these are very unusual towels.
Mrs. Rogers dashed into the bathroom.
Oh, my best towels!
Did I change them enough?
Mrs. Rogers went into the kitchen.
Why don't we just eat a nice dinner? I'll cook the meal. Where's the rice I asked you to measure?
I put it back in the container. But I remember
1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4.
it measured 4 inches.
Was the meat delivered?
Yes, and I turned the fat just like you said. Oh, it does look nice.
Mrs. Rogers rushed to the icebox. She opened it.
Lace, ribbons, oh dear. The chicken? You dressed the chicken?
Yes, and I found the nicest box to put him in.
Box?
Mrs. Rogers hurried over to the box. She lifted the lid. There lay the chicken, and he was just as dressed as he could be. Mrs. Rogers was angry. She was very angry. She opened her mouth to tell Amelia Bedelia she was fired. But before she could get the words out, Susie Rogers put something in her mother's mouth. It was so good that Mrs. Rogers forgot about being angry.
Lemon meringue pie.
I made it to surprise you.
Surprise! So right then and there, Susie and Mrs. Rogers decided that Amelia Bedelia must stay. And so she did. Mrs. Rogers learned to say, undust the furniture, unlight the lights, close the drapes, and things like that. Susie Rogers didn't care if Amelia Bedelia trimmed all her steaks with lace. All she cared about was